Today we've got the 2013 Hyundai Genesis Coupe 2.0T. Let's take it for a spin. Welcome to Road to the F1. I'm Paul Anderson. On this show, we are working our way to the McLaren F1. We're going out, we're meeting people, we're driving their cars, we're doing some reviews, and hopefully one day we'll get to the McLaren F1. That cannot be done without you. So if you like the show you're watching, hit the like button, subscribe away, leave some comments, share it with your friends, share it with your enemies, share it with your frenemies, because they don't know that you don't like them, and you need to keep up the facade. That's right. If you live in the Toronto area and you would like your car featured on the show, you can send me a DM. You can send me an email at roadtothef1@gmail.com, and we will get you hooked up. So today we've got episode number 2, the 2013 Genesis Coupe 2.0T. The T is for turbo. The 2013 model year was actually an updated model year for this car. Brought along some styling updates, most notably, basically the whole front end was brand new on this. The new front bumper, much larger front grille, the headlights were reshaped, the fog lights were reshaped to give it a much more sporty and aggressive look. Also, the hood was a brand new pressing for this one. So the hood is completely brand new for this year as well. The hood has these 2 little vents on the top. They do absolutely nothing, but they look good. If you're one of these people that insists that every styling cue on your car must have a function and must have a purpose, you're gonna hate these things. Personally, I don't really care. They look good. They make it look aggressive. They look sporty. Who cares if they're functional or not, right? That's just me. The whole profile of this car is a really good looking car. I am a big fan of this one. The color on this is called Empire State Gray. Again, nice looking color. It looks good in the light. Nice profile, nice styling lines running down the doors. The rear end was not changed too much. The taillights are a little bit different, but they're not terribly different from the previous model year, to be honest. The interior, a few minor updates. Nice looking interior, nothing fancy, but it looks pretty good. Nice analog gauges with this very sexy blue lighting on them. The center console, you've got a 7.5-inch touch screen. If you can't just have information given to you, you need to be entertained at the same time. Well, you're in luck, because this is an infotainment screen. Infotainment! Who knew there was such a thing? Over-revved it there, whoops. So, speaking of which, the clutch on this, holy crap. I am used to a daily driver of a Volkswagen. I've been driving manuals for years and years and years. The clutch on this car is so tight. It's almost on and off. It's taken a lot of getting used to actually feel comfortable driving this car. It's so different from any other manual I've driven before. The gas on here, the throttle it's ridiculous. You feel like you're not even moving your foot, and the throttle is going through the roof. But I guess it's a sports car, and that's what sports cars do, right? Anyway, back to the center console. You got your infotainment screen. You've got your CD player, which is, personally, I still like them. I know they're kind of passé these days, but hey, I got a lot of CDs, and sometimes I want to listen to them in the car. This one still has it. There's these 3 gauges in the middle as well. You've got your fuel consumption, your turbo pressure, and your oil temperature. They look nice being in that position, but in all honesty, they're kind of hard to read. On a sunny day, there's a lot of glare and you can't even read them anyway. The shifter on here, short and fast throws, very nice. Again, it's a sports car. It's kind of what you would expect out of a sports car. Finding reverse is extremely difficult, but you'll get there. So it's a little bit vague, a little bit clumsy. kind of car that you really have to concentrate on while you're driving. You're not just going to be cruising through town, not thinking about what you're doing. It is a rear-wheel drive sports car, and it drives like it. You really have to kind of focus on what you're doing. The back seat in this car is basically non-existent. If you're over the age of 10, you're probably not going to fit. If you're a female over 5 feet tall, you're probably not going to fit. If you're a man that's under 5 feet tall, I'm sorry to hear that, but you're actually also not going to fit. So the 2013 model year brought on some other changes as well. This car has a 2-liter inline 4 with a twin scroll turbocharger. Basically how a turbocharger works is your exhaust gases are fed through a pipe, spins a turbine really fast, and you get more power. Extreme layman's terms. A twin scroll turbocharger splits that pipe into 2 that the exhaust gases go through. What that does is it breaks up the exhaust gases for the pistons that fire in sequential order. In the case of this car, 1 and 3, and then 2 and 4. What that does is it allows the exhaust gases to move a bit smoother and a bit faster, and it helps the turbine spin even faster. And what that does is it gives you a bit of a power boost. In the case of this car, it has 64 more horsepower than the previous year, bringing it up to 274 horsepower. And 275 pounds-feet of torque, which is ridiculous. It does 0 to 100 in 6 seconds. This is awesome. The car I did on the last episode did 0 to 100 in 6 seconds. In 12 seconds. I can't even think straight. The handling on this is great. It's so sharp and so precise. It's just sits so low. It's so firm. I love it. This is so awesome. So one feature on this car that I think some people might not know about is the traction control button. It's over here. Normal mode that I'm driving around in right now, all systems are on. It's taking care of you. If you press it once, that turns your traction control off. However, if you hold it down for 3 seconds, your traction control is off, but your electronic stability control is also off. And what that does is it takes off, it gives you everything. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. This car is awesome. I can't believe you can buy these things used for $11,000 or $12,000. What a great deal. Oh man, I love this car. I think that brings us to the end. The 2013 Hyundai Genesis Coupe 2.0T. On a scale of 1 to F1, well, this car gets a 2. And I know, a 2, you're raving about this car. And you're right, I am raving, and I love it. However, this is the base model. On top of this car, you've got the R-Spec, you've got the Premium, you've got the 3.8 liter V6, the 3.8 liter V6 R-Spec, the 3.8 liter Premium, and then there's like a race version on top of that. This is just a base car. Those other cars must be phenomenal, so I can't possibly give this any higher because those cars are going to rank higher than this. But wow, this thing's great. I love it. So I think that's a good place to end the show. Remember, hit the like button, subscribe away, share with your friends, and we'll see you on episode 3. Oh man, I don't want to give it back. awesome. Oh, the turbos and the revs, and oh my God, this thing's fantastic.